When parents retire, they often have more time to spend with their children and grandchildren. While the idea of moving in with their children or helping to raise grandchildren can sound fulfilling, it can also create unexpected tensions. Successfully navigating the parent-child relationship during retirement requires wisdom, flexibility, and a degree of self-restraint. The key to maintaining harmony, as the saying goes, is sometimes to play the fool, knowing when to let things go rather than being overly strict or demanding. Here are 3 principles for parents to remember when dealing with their children after retirement. 1. Being too rigid will only lead to conflict. A friend of mine, a retired writer, and his wife moved in with their daughter to help with childcare and housework. At first, the arrangement worked well, and their daughter and son-in-law appreciated the support. But over time, small conflicts began to arise. One day, the child lost a watch, and both the daughter and son-in-law repeatedly asked the grandparents how it happened. Feeling unfairly blamed, the grandparents grew frustrated, especially when the watch was later found during a deep clean. What should have been a relief turned into resentment, as the grandparents felt wronged for being interrogated. Lin Yutang once said, "People feel sad because they can't see far enough. How do we know that today's difficulties won't become tomorrow's blessings?" Dwelling on minor grievances only magnifies the problem, causing long-term tension in the family. When parents and children engage in petty disputes, it leads to 3 negative outcomes. Narrow-mindedness, focusing on small matters prevents people from seeing the bigger picture. Confrontation, both sides insist they are right, unable to understand the other's perspective. No way back, when arguments escalate, pride prevents people from reconciling, even when they want to. The more people dwell on small issues, the larger the problems become. Like in the story of Zhao Jingmiang from Warning the World, a small misunderstanding between family members can spiral into tragedy, all because they refuse to let go. 2. A little foolishness goes a long way. If being overly strict and critical is like a sharp needle, then foolishness is like a soft sponge. When you approach conflict with flexibility and understanding, tension melts away. Retiring parents, who have experienced a lot of life, can choose to be more forgiving and let minor issues slide. Children should show filial piety with grace, without making a fuss. If a child buys expensive clothes for their parents, they might tell them it cost far less than it did, knowing their parents are frugal. Similarly, when multiple siblings are involved, those who are more attentive to their parents should do their best without holding grudges against less involved siblings. Parents should be helpful without meddling. While helping with household tasks and childcare is valuable, parents need to understand their boundaries. One writer shared how he used to scold his daughter for wearing headphones all the time, thinking she was avoiding reality. But when he dropped something and she rushed to check on him, he realized she was still attentive to her family's needs. She just wanted space from constant chatter. Similarly, retired parents should avoid criticizing their children's marriage, finances, or lifestyle. Offering help without being overbearing or judgmental creates a much healthier dynamic. By letting go of the need to control, parents allow their children to navigate life on their own terms. 3. Practical tips for being foolishly wise in family relationships. There are a few simple ways parents and children can adopt a more relaxed, understanding approach. Money. For large sums of money, keep things clear and transparent. For smaller expenses, don't worry too much about the details. Habits. If a habit violates ethical or legal standards, it should be corrected. Otherwise, let small annoyances slide. Words. If you're in the right, give in a little. If you're in the wrong, give in a lot. And practice silence when possible. It's often the best way to keep the peace. Past events. Forget past grievances, but always remember the moments of joy and happiness. Being foolish in the family means knowing what's important and what's not, understanding the people you love, and letting go of small issues to preserve harmony. When everyone practices a little tolerance and understanding, family life becomes much more enjoyable.